Hey, another one of my favorite Iron Maiden songs is The Flight of Icarus. This song was written by Bruce Dickinson and Adrian Smith, performed, of course, by Iron Maiden. Let me share with you the album cover that was designed by Derek Riggs. Some magic. Here it comes. And boom. So you can take this song in many ways. What it felt to me when I was in my teenage years and how I interpreted this song, because I also was a dumbass teenager and I didn't listen to my father in those years. I'm glad I did later, though. Icarus didn't listen to his father. It's one of the examples, or one of the lessons you could take from the story of Icarus and the flight of Icarus. The dude should have just listened to his father. His father wasn't a king or a god or anything like that, but he was an architect. He wasn't a stupid man. He was just dumb, and he should have listened to his father. Anyway, let me explain to you why in this video. And maybe you'll understand why I interpreted that song about that story in this way. All right, then, here we go. So back in the day, on the island of Crete, you had King Minos. And King Minos was doing all kinds of kingly things. He employed Icarus' father, whose name was Daedalus. I think I had that pronounced right. I have no Greek in my heritage, so I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I'm sure it's pretty close to that. Within the employ of King Minos was also Icarus' mother, who was some sort of slave. Anyway, Daedalus and this young lady got married, and they were blessed to have a little bouncing baby boy named Icarus. Daedalus is the fellow that created this labyrinth, which we'll go into towards the end of this video. It must have been pretty cool. They didn't have many other things to entertain themselves with aside from, I don't know, what did they do in those days? They had nothing else to do. They did sports. They ate. They caused war. They raped and plundered. What other kind of fun things did they do in those days? Anyway, we're not here for that kind of stuff. We're here to talk about Icarus. Let's continue talking about Icarus, okay? I am not going to read you all of the lyrics in their entirety. You've been listening to the song for 40 years. Yeah, 40 years. That's a long time. We're still listening to Iron Maiden songs all these years later. How cool is that? They're timeless. Technically, I think after 25 years, they're supposed to be considered oldies, but it doesn't feel that way. Anyway, my subject here is based on these phrases within the song. So here we go with that. It's, now the crowd breaks and a young boy appears. Looks the old man in the eye, as he spreads his wings and shouts at the crowd, in the name of God my Father, I'll fly. His eyes seem so glazed as he flies on the wings of a dream. Now he knows his father betrayed. Now his wings turn to ashes his grave. Fly on your way like an eagle, fly as high as the sun. On your way, like an eagle, fly, touch the sun. The way you hear this song, you would think that this is a good thing that Icarus is flying. He has his wings. He can do anything. But there is the issue. Icarus is overconfident and a little arrogant, and although his father, the architect, helped to construct these wings out of wax and some sort of other linkages, maybe some bronze or whatever, and feathers. His father told him not to fly too close to the sun because his wings would fail. The wax would start to melt, his wings would fold up, and he would fall back to Earth. He's not invincible. Again, Icarus didn't listen to his father. Like a dumbass, he went too close to the sun, and that was the end of it. So you could also look at this subject from the view of Icarus. Maybe he thought that he was impressing his father. Like, look what I can do. But really, he wasn't able to do anything without his father's help. And there were warnings from his father, and he still didn't listen. There are many times in my life where I wanted to impress my father. But I also listened to what my father had to say, because he would always say, if you do this or choose that path, no matter which way you choose, there are going to be repercussions. There are going to be issues. Nothing is perfect. You have to listen. And it's true. There's no perfect job. There's no perfect anything. You go through life trying to make it as perfect as it can be. Sadly, Icarus didn't listen. Daedalus had to watch as his son failed. And from Daedalus' point of view, I can imagine the heartbreak as a father watching your son die because he didn't listen due to his arrogance. And it's a very, very bad place for a parent to be, is watching your son fail and or die. A place I don't ever want to be. Let's talk a little bit about Icarus' father, Daedalus. He was a Greek inventor, architect, and sculptor, and designed the paradigmatic labyrinth for King Minos. That's a good word right there. Paradigmatic. Paradigmatic. Never heard that word before. So we learned something new today. Hey, come on, we gotta learn something. That's pretty cool shit right there. Don't go assuming that this Daedalus guy was a perfect human being either. He murdered one of his nephews, apparently thrown from the top of the Acropolis, although that's hearsay, and he had anger issues. Like I said in my other video, no family is perfect. There is no perfect. You just make the best with what you have. Still, Daedalus is the father of Icarus. As I close out this video, I found something else interesting. Hey, I've learned two things. A fancy word and something new. That's two new things. What? So, there is an island. It's just a little bit north and east of the island of Crete. And right smack dab in the middle of that island is an area called Icaria. That's a nice touching tribute to a story from a long time ago, whether it was true or not. Anyway, the area of the ocean where it is said that Icarus fell after going too close to the sun, Daedalus named that area of the ocean Icaria. It has a K in it because it's Greek. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the labyrinth that Daedalus designed for King Minos. This is the labyrinth that you hear about where the Minotaurs lived. A Minotaur was a creation of the head and tail of a bull with the body of a man. And it kind of resembles Satan to me. Maybe that's what they're trying to relate it to back in those days. Anyway, Icarus and Daedalus and somebody else, I think, had to escape this labyrinth by finding a ball of twine that was handed down from somebody to get past the bowl and escape and live happily ever after. Anyway, we're not here for that. I just wanted to show you the Minotaur and the Labyrinth. If you've stuck around this long to hang out with me and listen to my interpretation and even learn a couple things with me tonight, thank you very much. Hope to see you again. Thanks for stopping by my channel.